Hey guys, welcome to finally a new YouTube video. Apologies again for the lack of uploads. There is a very specific reason for that, which I'll explain a little bit in this update video. Um, so yeah, so so yeah, so in this I'll explain why the lack of videos is still happening, of course, and what happened with me personally, because there's been a lot that's happened with with my family, which we don't have the time to get into it in full depth, but we'll do that at some point. Um, Got a new iPhone well, I don't think you can tell, but I do have a new phone, and yeah, we'll talk more about that. So an update, a first update on the channel trailer for 2026. Bray Talks will be back. Bray Talks will be back. Will be back. And then also some revealing into the content for this summer in the final month of 2025. So first off, we'll get to the lack of videos. So in my last update video, I did say that I admitted that that I did suffer a bit with demotivation, just not wanting to do videos. I did say that was changing, and that was on the cards. That was on the cards. Making content for AFL finals and NRL finals, and then also producing content for the Bathurst 1000, and then obviously MotoGP for the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix at Phillip Island, and so on and so forth. That was until family tragedy struck. Tragedy struck my family. I lost my nan in late August, almost towards the end of August. My nan passed away so suddenly, and it's just rocked my basically rocked. I don't think rocked my family to the rocked to the core is basically a freaking understatement. Everybody in my family was shocked about it. Even myself, obviously. The one obviously turning it still is now. It still is my pop. I mean, my nan and me pop were married. Had been together for 60 years and married for 55 years, and this is the first time really that my pop hasn't had me nan alongside him. So it's been a tough few months for him and for me and the whole family, trying to look after him, because he's been through a lot these last 6-7 years. Things happening to him, which I won't get into in this video, for reason for time restrictions, that sort of stuff. But yeah, so because of that, and also to deal with the loss myself, I had to step away from YouTube for a couple of months. I just had no choice to, because I just needed to get it, and also needed to get back to sense of normality. Get to work, and for the first week or so, after me nan passed, I was actually staying with me pop because for lonely to stop him from being lonely and that sort of stuff. So I wasn't in my bed, which and being there for him. It was good for him to it was good for me to be there for him, but but on the other side, it took a toll on me on my mental health. And if in one of the early episodes I did suffer, I did admit that I did suffer mental health issues when I was 19, and Mum said, to me, I had to get out. Well, had to get out of there basically because of basically because it was going to stuff me mentally. So yeah. So as I said, I had to had to basically stop YouTube for a couple of months for those reasons, and yeah, my family's still shocked about it. Her death was just so sudden. It just came out of the blue, and we just all weren't prepared for it at all, to be quite honest with you there. So yeah, but yeah, and I will detail that in a bit more in the next Bro Talks episode. I'm going to talk about that in depth from what happened from my perspective, really, because to be honest here, it's not about other people have different perspectives on things, of people saying, oh, Brian hasn't this very well, this and that and that, and Brian this and that and that and that video will come out tomorrow to demonstrate my perspective on it, and my perspective on it and what happened and that sort of stuff. So yeah. Moving on. I got a new iPhone, which was I've got. So the new iPhone I've got is the newest iPhone 17. I think Pro Max. I think I've got. I can't keep up with different phones nowadays. I just can't really. Yeah. Newest one that just come out. Originally, I was gonna go with the 16, but they ran out of orders, and it took me a couple of months, and it was a pain in the backside for my parents to basically delete the order, get rid of the order, and they just said, screw it, we're just gonna order you the 17, and even that was on back order as well. Had to wait for that for a few weeks. Then about a few weeks ago, it came here, and now I've been using this for pretty much the last week or so. So yeah, so it was pretty So I had to wait 2 months for it, but finally got the phone that I wanted, and hopefully and my old phone, my pop's gonna get that, because he's been with he's current Samsung phone for a few years, and what we've learned in this family is iPhone. What we've learned is iPhone. If you are like me, like young, it doesn't care whether it's iPhone and Samsung and all that. But if you're like my pop, who is not that tech savvy in his 80s. He doesn't want to talk approaching 80. He doesn't want to. He would absolutely crack me for saying it on video, but it's true. He is 80 and he's not that tech savvy. He's had problems with his Samsung phone in terms of viruses and that sort of stuff. So we just learned that iPhones are for older people. For elder people are the best for them, because because simply put, they're pretty much out of their depth is not the best word. I'm trying to think of the right word, which is not out of their depth. But they'll be struggling across and they go, oh my god, oh no, there's a virus there, and then basically, and then it takes ages to repair and that sort of stuff. So yeah, which drove some of my family crazy because he had to get some of my family members to help him with fixing his phone all the time, which drove them up the wall. But I think now I've got this phone, which I'm using now. He'll use that and hopefully no problems with that anyway. So yeah. But yeah. So the point. So now so moving on to the channel trailer. I'm not going to spoil anything yet. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it is again going to be different than it has been. I mean, the channel trailer that I did a couple of years ago, it was kind of trying to showcase my lighter side in a lot of it. That's even me mum and that showed me it, and basically they even laughed, and I said to them, "That's what I was trying to do." So luckily it sort of worked from my family's perspective. That it was that it basically showed the lighter side. And then the next one, and then this year's was. Did I even do this year's? I don't think I did. Even if I did, it was just sort of an average sort of effort, really. This year I want to showcase my serious side, and just showcase that I am back, and yeah, so I've got some things in the pipeline for the trailer that people will be very interested about. So yeah, I'll say I'm not going to spoil anything yet, but I've got plans for that. There. Bro Talks. That is the next topic. They will be back with a massive vengeance. This week. I'm planning on having three episodes over the next 3 days. Which one is the first episode back will be about as I said, the recent family tragedy that we had to experience from my perspective. And then the other 2 episodes, it's about. I'll give you a clue about I'll give you a clue about both episodes and the topics. One is about something that is driving me up the wall in terms of this this Australian state I'm living in. And the other one is something to do with one kind of social media that I've decided not to use anymore. What those topics are, you can maybe comment down below and potentially and find out what they are. But anyways, so yeah, so yeah, and then maybe bring out another episode as well, and I'll maybe bring back bring back the So Talk thing for Bro Talks, since Neighbours is in its final month, since it's going to be ending again. Might do maybe watch some things about it, and maybe do a video on why I haven't been watching a lot of Neighbours and Home and Away. I've been watching Home and Away, watching a little bit more Home and Away the last couple of months, but there will be more Bro Talks as as when that happens. And then first sneak peek into the final month of content in December, obviously. Is going to be Ashes. There's going to be Ashes content throughout November and December, and then in December we'll have the Big Bash. Obviously, the WBBL started last week. So actually no, it was actually this week actually. Yeah, no, it was last week. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I had to forget myself for a second. So pretty much, yeah. So I've got big plans for the Ashes, obviously, which is going to be which starts on Friday. And then So this leads well into the proposed schedule. Now this is all scheduled, subject to change for obvious reasons, obviously. So Tuesday is going to be a Bray Talk. It's going to be a Bray Talks episode. Wednesday is going to be another Bray Talks episode. And then alongside that, also I'll be reviewing the Ashes series itself, and then the final one of these triple episode 3 episodes in 3 days for Bray Talks, and then I'll preview the first Test match at Perth. No content schedule on Friday because I'll be watching the Test match, watching the first Ashes Test, the first day's play. Then on the Saturday before, I'll be reviewing the first day's play, and also review the first day's play, and then preview the second day's play. There. Then on the Sunday, I'll review the second day's play and preview the third day's play, and then after the day's play, I'll review day 3 and preview day 4. Then afterwards, I don't. Well, yeah, but knowing Test cricket nowadays, it'll either go to 4 or 5 days, or either the last 3 days, as it proved recently in the India-South Africa game, which I still can't believe South Africa won that, by the way. So that's pretty much it for this update video. Yes, as I mentioned at the beginning, I am back finally. Hopefully, have a consistent upload schedule for the end of the year, and then obviously leading into a big 2026. So like this video, share this to anybody. Share this to anybody who is an Ashes fan or a Big Bash fan, or just share it to anybody really. Comment down below. As I said, comment down below stuff. Just maybe have a conversation about things. And lastly, somewhere down there, click on the big red button, which is labeled subscribe. It really does help me out quite a bit now that hopefully, I will finally deliver on that promise that I did at the start of August, and produce regular uploads, which I didn't do for quite obvious reasons. But until next time, guys, I'll see yous all later, hopefully.